According to the Bloomberg Subdial Watch Index, Rolex experienced a substantial 2.2% decrease in market prices, reflecting collectors' caution in the aftermath of a price surge witnessed in 2021 and 2022. This decline, albeit most pronounced for Rolex, was not exclusive to the brand, as all watchmakers reported negative results. Omega, exemplified by its iconic Speedmaster moonwatch, saw a decrease of 1.2%, while Cartier's esteemed models, including the Tank and Santos, experienced the smallest decrease at 0.4%. Tudor, Rolex's more affordable counterpart, also saw a decline of 1.8%. The market's decline, which commenced in April 2023 following a record boom in prices across leading watchmakers, can be attributed to rising interest rates and the volatility witnessed in the cryptocurrency market. Hello, and welcome back to Capital Luxury, where we analyze the watch industry and market so you can make smart choices in your horological journey. If you want to know more, keep on watching. Furthermore, the Federal Reserve's anticipated interest rate increases have sparked apprehensions regarding their potential ramifications on the U.S. economy and stock market. While the broader economy has displayed resilience, the luxury watch market has experienced a significant downturn, exemplified by the Watch Chart's overall market index, which tracks the prices of 60 timepieces from esteemed brands such as Rolex, Patek Philippe, and Audemars Piguet, plunging by 37% from its March 2023 peak. The impact of aggressive monetary tightening by the U.S. Central Bank, coupled with concerns surrounding an economic downturn, has prompted investors to curtail luxury spending, thereby precipitating a downturn in demand for luxury watches. This downturn has been most pronounced in the higher price brackets, with watches priced between $50,000 and $1 to $100,000 experiencing declines of over 10% in the past 12 months. Similarly, watches priced between $10,001 to $20,000 and $5,001 to $10,000 witnessed declines of approximately 7%. Despite these recent declines, luxury watches have exhibited substantial long-term growth, outperforming traditional investment categories such as the S&P 500 index. As you know, the prices of Rolex watches used to be high, but now they've dropped significantly, about 30% less than they were in 2022. Some Rolex models used to be extremely expensive, with people paying a ton of money for them at auctions. However, the prices of Rolex watches are now going down, and we're wondering what this means for the future of Rolex. In the last months of 2023, the prices of used Rolex watches went down in the market, where people sell them again after owning them. At the same time, other brands like Cartier and Omega did better in terms of their prices. This cautious approach has been ongoing even though Rolex prices went up drastically in 2021 and the beginning of 2022. During the pandemic, prices for pre-owned Rolex, Patek, and other famous watches went high when people were reselling them. The high demand for Rolex watches in the resale market drives up prices due to limited availability and a strong brand reputation. However, in April 2022, Rolex prices started going down tremendously due to a mix of reasons, including higher interest rates and problems with cryptocurrencies. Now let's delve into recent developments at Rolex, fluctuations in supply, and the establishment of new factories. The world of Rolex watches is changing because there are now more of them being made, and more factories where they're produced. Rolex has been making more watches lately because more people want to buy them. This increase in supply is good, as it helps to meet the demand for Rolex watches, but it's also making their prices go down. One reason fewer people are buying luxury watches like Rolex is because interest rates are going up, and people are spending less on things they don't need, like electronics, furniture, and clothes. Interestingly, some mid-tier luxury watches, like the ones from Omega, are actually getting more expensive, even more than fancy Swiss watches. Now, people are looking for rare and undervalued watches, and they prefer smaller-sized ones more. Even though the demand for watches has gone down a bit, Rolex is making more watches than ever before. They used to make around 800,000 to 1 million watches a year, and they're still doing that. In fact, they're building new factories and plan to send even more watches out, especially to Asia, where people want them. Rolex has adapted to the changing market by introducing a program where they certify pre-owned watches, Authorized dealers now sell pre-owned Rolex watches that have been carefully checked and fixed up by Rolex themselves. This makes it easier for people to buy and sell used Rolex watches. Because of this program, the competition among sellers in the used watch market has gone up, and that's making the prices go down. These certified used watches come with a bunch of new paperwork, which makes them even more valuable. But Rolex doesn't decide how much these watches should cost. It's up to each seller to set the price. Because of this, sellers are trying to outdo each other by lowering their prices, which is good news for people looking to buy. With more and more dealers jumping into the market for certified pre-owned Rolex watches, the competition is getting harder. Some sellers are even pricing their certified used watches at 50% more than what the regular used ones cost for the same model. But because everyone's trying to outdo each other, it's actually making the prices for all pre-owned Rolex watches go down. This competitive pricing thing is creating a cycle where prices keep going lower and lower. But the good news is, if you're looking to buy a Rolex watch, this trend is on your side because it means you can get one for a lower price. This competitive pricing dynamic is creating a cycle where prices keep decreasing. However, the silver lining for potential buyers is that this trend means you can acquire a Rolex watch at a lower price. Now, let's shift our focus to the factors related to the watch market and the broader economic landscape. The collapse of the luxury watch bubble during the pandemic saw investors turning to luxury watches as a safe investment. This led to a surge in demand and prices, reaching their zenith in early 2022. However, as economic concerns mounted and the Federal Reserve hinted at interest rate increases, investors began offloading their luxury watches, causing prices to plummet. The highest point for Rolex watch prices was in February 2022, reaching $60,000, but by the end of the year, they had fallen to $36,000, and now they're around $34,000. This significant decline in prices can be attributed to the bursting of the speculative bubble, where some investors bought Rolex watches expecting substantial returns, driving demand and prices to unsustainable levels. The subsequent correction in the market saw diminished interest in Rolex watches, particularly the professional models. As for Rolex's plans for the future, it remains uncertain. Changing consumer preferences, particularly among younger generations gravitating towards tech gadgets, have impacted the demand for luxury watches, including Rolex. While the brand continues to hold its value and remains a sought-after item, the unpredictable nature of the market poses challenges for those considering Rolex as an investment. Thank you for joining us today, horologists. This is Capital Luxury. If you want to hear more about the watch market, watch our other videos, and find out which luxury watch should you watch to get the bang for your buck.